This action figure was only $1, and even if this thing's a total piece of crap, it's totally worth it if it's only $1, right? Let's open it up, check it out, and of course, do some toy photography. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the most awesome $1 action figure ever. Well, I mean, it was $1.99, and I don't really know if it's awesome. I hope it's awesome. I guess we'll find out. So I've actually been getting comments about this figure for a really long time, and I'm finally doing it. This is the Dummy 13 figure by Titan 13, and I've got a couple different options here. As you can tell, this one's in a box. This one's just a bag of plastic, pretty much. But as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, the brand is called Titan 13, and this version of this figure is called the Dummy 13. And he looks pretty cool. He's clearly a 3D printed, just like super articulated kind of guy that you can just pose and do stuff with, and he's very cheap. And I think that's really the whole point, which is cool. Like, having something that's this cheap you can do stuff with is pretty awesome. It's pretty dang cool, to be honest. But here's the thing. I have two of them here, like I said. This one is from the official Titan 13 site, and this one was like $21. This was not $1. This one here is from Amazon, and that's where I paid $1.99. And unfortunately, this Amazon listing is not up anymore. It's just gone. Maybe I bought the last one. I don't know. But there's a bunch of other ones around on all kinds of websites for pretty close to $1 or around that price. So I'll put as many links in the description to all this stuff as possible. Really what I wanted to find out is this one that I bought from the real website for $20 any better or worse than the one that I bought off of Amazon for whatever dollars from China or something? I mean, $1 versus $20, it's kind of hard to go wrong with $1. Even if you tack on a couple more bucks for shipping, it's kind of hard to go wrong with a buck. Come on, right? I mean, if you actually go onto the official Titan 13 website, I really like the way they have it laid out and stuff. It's kind of cool. Like, they have a bunch of different options and versions of figures and colors, and there's like the Lucky 13, the Dummy 13, the short one, and there's ones that look like, you know, recognizable characters but aren't really. You know, there's a bunch of cool stuff they have on their website, and I really like it. When I did buy this, there was a picture of a box that it came with, and clearly it didn't come in that box. This is just like one of those Tupperware container things you can get from Michael's or a craft store, and then it's in a sandwich baggie, which I understand it's good to cut costs, but I kind of like getting a cool box so I can unbox it and stuff like that. So that was kind of disappointing right there. I mean, it's 20 bucks. I mean, but whatever. This one didn't come with anything, but it's $1, so it's okay. So what I think is going on here, though, is I think that, you know, the 3D printing plans or files or whatever for the actual Titan 13 is readily available, and then other people take it, print it, and sell it themselves. So that's probably what's going on, I imagine. Let's put this guy, the official, quote-unquote, one off to the side, and let's put this guy together so then we can compare and see which one is better. Jeez. Most of the pieces aren't even attached to the freaking thing anymore. Okay, I feel so incredibly elite right now because I have organized everything, and I'm gonna put this thing together like the best putter togetherer ever. I'm so pumped for this, and I'm gonna kill it. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I thought this was gonna be hard, but I think this is gonna be actually kind of fun part about this. So yes. Okay, come on, get in there, please. Oh. All right, he's all done. Look what I have created.
Look what I have created!
He's pretty legit. Like, he feels like a pretty legitimate figure. For the most part, there's a couple, like, I was expecting him to just kind of feel like a little rattly little piece of plastic that I threw together. But no, there's some things about him that really do feel pretty legit. There's a lot, like, clearly whoever designed this, like, clearly designed it because they love action figures with articulation and stuff. Like, someone made this who loves figures and stuff, and putting them together was pretty fun. And like, I even had to put on like tiny little pieces, like his little knee pads. See those little knee pads on there? I had to put those on, you know, totally separately, and which is just, it's pretty cool. And he's got crazy articulation. Like, you can pretty much do like whatever you wanted to do with him. Some of the like there's the knee joint is a little weak. It's not terrible, but you can see that. Like the joints in like the groin area are really strong, like, and they were really hard to put in. The knees and the elbows are made with these little pretzel pieces, and that, oh, that's something that is not super strong. And there we go. That's not so bad. And one thing I learned about this figure that I did on accident is he kind of can like launch his head up. Here, watch, ready? I did that in the middle of trying to put his arms on and I freaked out. So don't pull his armor upwards or his head will pop off. You know, for $1, this is awesome. Sorry, $1.99. This is incredible. You can customize him and you can switch pieces together with different colors. Like it's cool. It's a really cool thing, even though his knee is kind of bugging me right now. Come on. He's not just this too, like he comes with stuff. Like he comes with some other hands, he comes with some fists that he's wearing. He's wearing the fists. 2 open hands, which are kind of cool. I like the way these hands actually look. More than just like an open hand, they're kind of got some style to them. And then we've got some hands to hold stuff with, which is pretty great. And he comes with a few things. He comes with a sword, which is kind of like a katana kind of sword, you know? And he comes with this like spiky sword. Pretty cool, right? And then he comes with a little axe, hatchet kind of thing to hack and slash, and then a little gun. Pretty cool. Like I'm very impressed with this thing. It's very cheap and it's worth the money, that's for sure. It certainly is worth the money. Check this out too. The fact that he's able to hold the sword in both hands like that and be posed is pretty cool. That's a rare instance with two-handed holding the sword. I think that's pretty sweet. All right, let's see what this $20 one's all about. He definitely comes with more stuff, or at least different stuff. Oh, you know what? I'm already noticing something that I don't like as much. Okay, so here's the other guy. He looks cool. Honestly, the clear and the black looks really good on camera with the lighting. Like, I like that a lot. But there's a very clear difference. I don't know if you can already tell, but this guy right here has that very obvious 3D printed look and feel to the plastic. You know what I mean? Like you can see those lines, those horizontal lines all over it, which, you know, is typical with 3D printing. I get it, but it doesn't mean I like it. I don't like that look on anything at all. This guy doesn't have that. This is more, I don't know, factory feeling made, and this is more like, you know, somebody 3D printed this and sent it to me, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I personally don't really like the look of that 3D printed feel. It also feels like more brittle to me, and I don't know if it is. I'm gonna be careful. I don't love that. This guy though, he's kind of got more of that model kit plastic type of feeling. If you've ever put a Gunpla or anything like that together, very big difference to me. I don't know what you guys feel about it, but $1, $20, I don't know. It's something to think about, but he does look cool. So they really are exactly the same figure as far as the way it's put together. Obviously everything is the same pieces, all of that. One thing that's obviously gonna be different is since it's got that 3D printed feel to all the plastic on this guy, some of the joints do move a little bit differently because of just that type of ribbed feeling to the plastic. So they do move a little different, but a lot of the stuff like the loose knees are still pretty present with him. It's a little bit better, but it is a little bit loose still. He also came with an extra little pretzel joint right here. So I'm assuming this pretzel thing probably is one of the more things that break more frequently. That's why he came with an extra one. That's cool he came with it though. As far as I can tell, he's pretty much the same. He actually comes with a bunch of different stuff, which is really cool because now there's no really any repeat items for the most part. So on this little shelf thing is a sword, but it's not like a katana sword. It's more like a claymore. Come on, get off of the thing. I don't want to break it. A sword with pieces stuck on it still. Nice. Okay, I took the pieces off, so we're all good. So this is kind of cool. This is more like a knight kind of sword. Definitely a little bit different, for sure, than the katana. So I appreciate having a little bit of variety because of that. So that worked out. But he does come with a couple guns on the sheet thing, shelf, whatever this little stick is called. Now I have 3 guns, so I can have 2 at a time instead of 1 at a time, so that's kind of nice. And I'm pretty sure they are just exactly the same gun, but you know, a little bit different plastic. All of the black plastic on this guy actually has a little bit of an interesting kind of texture to it, which is pretty cool. Actually, I don't hate that as much. It's still got a lot of that 3D printed stuff, but oh well. He's got this, which is one thing. No, this is two things. There we go. We've got the energy sword from Halo, pretty much, for the most part, which is pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie, I think that's actually really awesome. That's cool. And then we've got like an AK-47 over here, which also is pretty sweet. So I'm very happy with the variety of weapons I now have for both of these guys, and they work for both, you know? Cool. There's one more item that's amazing. And the coolest thing about this guy, are you ready? Oh, shoot. Are you ready? Oh man, this doesn't go on as easy as I thought. Maybe it's not the coolest thing. How does this, oh, there we go. The coolest thing is this hat. Look at that hat. Is that not cool or what? Pretty sweet. Oh, there we go, that's really in now. Absolutely love this thing. Biggest plus about this guy, and I really think this is probably the entire point of this guy, is he's so much fun to pose and move around and put the different accessories and the weapons and make poses with those. It's like, it's a lot of fun, and I think that's really the best part about it. Mission accomplished for that, for sure. There's a ton of it. And I think also too, just the lack of identity that these guys have. You know, they have no face or anything. No, it's just like a colored man figure, whatever. I think that adds to the personality of it, which is kind of cool too. So there's a lot to love with the simplicity of these guys, for sure. There's definitely something to love. So these guys are about 5 inches, a little bit taller than 5 inches or so. It's kind of like the size of a figure arch or something like that. They are a little bit smaller than I thought they would be, but they're not too small or anything like that. Oh boy, I caught you. So, to make some comparisons here he is compared to an SH Figure Arts Spider-Man. He's still a little smaller than him, actually. And here he is compared to a Black Series or a Marvel Legends style kind of thing. If you compare him to a McFarlane figure, he's way, way, way smaller. And then, if you wanted to compare him to like a Mafex kind of size, still pretty small. So these guys, honestly, they don't really scale up with anything too much. I don't really know what you'd want to scale them with because they're pretty unique, but just for comparison, that's what you got. Okay, so the question is, which is better though? The $21 one from Titan13.com or the $199 one from Amazon? Honestly, it's a pretty easy contest. The $199 one is obviously incredibly cheaper, way cheaper. And I like it a lot more. I like the material so much more. It feels better, it looks better, it moves better, it functions better. It's just like better. I don't know a whole lot about toy production. This could just have been coming from somebody who printed it for me specifically and sent it out to me. And I think that's cool. This could have came from a Chinese factory, and that's not super cool, but it's cheap. It is kind of hard to argue though that this one's clearly better. Although I do really like the accessories he comes with, like the hat. I love the hat. And the AK-47 and stuff, that's super cool. But this guy's just better. It's so obvious. Okay, well the next question is W or L. This guy's a clear W. It's so incredibly cheap, looks great, and really was everything I was thinking it was gonna be, and actually a little bit more. This guy though, for being $20, plus it said it was gonna come with a box, or at least it didn't say that, but it had a picture of it, which definitely leads me to believe I'm getting a box. For him to be the price that he is, and still look like this, and not be licensed or anything, like, and still do that, 20 bucks is kind of too much for this. Kind of hard. I don't want to give him an L, but I'm kind of leaning that way because of the price. Honestly, this knee is actually really bad now that I'm messing with it. It's pretty bad. If they were selling this for a lot less, I'd give it a W, but I gotta give it an L. For that price, that's not a good price for this. For 20 bucks, no way. Sorry, I'm sorry, I hate giving L's, but he is. I gotta give him an L. And let's do some toy photography with these guys. I'm not sure exactly what I wanna do, but I gotta do something, and even though they're totally super generic looking, I think I can still figure something out. I'll figure something out. I think we can do something cool with these. Okay, here we go. So we're back on my counter like kind of usual, and to be honest, I'm actually kind of embarrassed right now because the last photo I did was another photo on my counter, and I hate having like two of the same kind of photos in a row, so this is still a little bit different, kind of. I don't know, but I'm sorry if you think this is boring, but I think this is actually kind of fun because I've placed a bunch of household objects around, like I put my Switch there, some AirPods, a Mountain Dew, a Fritos. It looks like it's just like, I don't know, a random kids or teenagers or maybe a full-grown adult It looks like this is like their bedroom or something. And there just happens to be 2 toy robot looking guys who are... Toxin, what are you doing over there, pal? Bless you. But it looks like they're just kind of fighting in the middle of all of this normal household hoodwinks going on. And it's kind of fun, I think, actually. And everything, it looks, I think, pretty good in camera already. And so there's kind of a bunch of stuff in the background, but because of the rim lighting I've got going on and the depth of field with this 85mm lens, the figures are really standing out still in the background, and it looks pretty good actually, and everything is kind of placed in the right way, and it's pretty good. And it's gonna be one of the very few photos I do where I just take one photo like this and it's done. I'm not gonna have to do any special effects or anything like that, which is kind of cool, right, buddy? Don't rub against the tripod, please. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the shot. The only real editing I'll have to do is taking out these stands, which will be pretty easy. No, not that one either. Toxin, come here. So my shutter speed is at 320 right now, which is pretty slow. It doesn't need to be fast or anything like that, which is great. And it's working with the lighting I've got going on. And my f-stop's at 2.5, which is what I want. I want that blurry background, of course. And my ISO is at 400, as it always is. So settings are pretty straightforward. And as far as the lighting goes, there's only 2 things I'm using. This is the Lume Cube Flex Light, and this is the Tube Light Mini. If you want any Lume Cube, of course, just head to the link in the description and get yourself a discount. All that stuff, along with all the gear I use in all of my videos, is always linked in the description with discounts and all that stuff. So definitely make sure to go and do that. Okay, so without further ado, let's just take this shot. So what do you think about these guys? They're definitely pretty cool, but are you more of a fan of maybe the official ones that are on the website, or what about just the cheapo ones from Amazon or Temu or wherever the heck you get yours? I'd love to know about your opinions on these guys in the comments. Please let me know. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. The photo right here will be posted onto Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. And if you do want to follow me on those platforms, the links are in the description as well. And of course, thank you so much for watching and getting this far into the video, and I'll see you in the next one.